Hey everyone, I'm here to show you today how to mount the TightSpot Pivot 2.5 quiver to your Mathews Prima bow. Now I have no idea if this is a problem with all Mathews bows with this quiver, but with the supplied hardware, when you follow the instructions that come with the TightSpot quiver, this is what you'll end up with using their supplied hardware. Your quiver will wiggle, and that is because this bolt, mounting bolt right here, is a little bit too long. So I'm going to show you how to shorten that. I emailed TightSpot about it. I was hoping, maybe they'd send me a new bolt or something. I emailed them, I don't know, 48 hours ago or something, and I'm impatient, and they haven't replied. So I took matters into my own hands because I've done this a lot on bikes for bike stuff. So I'm pretty comfortable doing it with my bow stuff. And it's just a bolt. Like, I can go get a new one if I screw it up. So here we go. So I'm going to show you first what I've done. I already did this with one of the bolts. It's a two-piece quiver. So I already shortened one of the bolts just to make sure it was going to work. So I'm going to show you how to shorten the other bolt. So this is the mounting hardware. What you're going to do is this goes into the right side of your bow, if you're right-handed, and then this plugs in there, and then the bolt comes through like that from the other side and tightens up. So like I said, the bolt that comes with it is too long for a Mathews Prima bow, and it ends up just being wiggly. So what you're going to do is shorten it, and I can take these nuts also are part of the mounting. These go on the left side of your bow. I shortened it about that much. It's not a lot, but it makes a difference. It lets you tighten it up. Now, the important thing is you're either going to need a tap. If you have the appropriate thread tap to thread on here, that's ideal. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and it is a half-hour drive to the nearest hardware store, so I went to my trusty bucket. Here's maybe a coffee can, or a, something that maybe some salted nuts came in at one point in time. I happen to have a wicker type basket full of random hardware and found a nut that fits on this bolt. You need to thread this on before you start doing any grinding, because this is going to serve as your tap. Now, I put a little bit of grease on there. You can use any grease. You could put Vaseline on there. It doesn't matter. Some kind of lubricant on the thread so that it makes it easier to take off once you have shortened this bolt. Now, could you use like a hacksaw or something? Yeah, maybe. I like to use the grinder. But the point is, you're going to cut off several of these threads, either with a grinder, with a saw, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I'm going to put my gloves on because this makes a lot of sparks. And I'm also wearing this jacket, which isn't, it's flammable, of course, but it's going to protect my arms from sparks. It's not going to catch on fire. I don't have any flammable liquids on here, but like I said, you want to be safe when you're doing this. I'm going to keep a little shield on here so that nothing jumps up in my eyeballs. So nut on, grinder on. what I'm gonna do is kind of twist this nut on and off several times, just without going all the way off. Gloves also help because this thing is, it's not hot, but it's pretty warm. So I'm just gonna work on this a little bit until this is smooth, because what we don't want to do is mess up the inside of this mount, because that would be a more expensive problem to fix. So if for some reason, like, you just totally screw your bolt up, don't try to just jam it into your quiver, because that's expensive parts. A new bolt at the hardware store is going to be, you know, 15 or 25 cents. So don't get too proud if you screw this up. But this one is starting to feel good. I'm going to put a drop more grease on here. Gonna hit that with the wire wheel one more time. It's got a little edge hanging, like a little hangnail. A little more grease. Oh yeah, we're in business now. Alright, we're going to go here. Let's get our gloves off first. I don't need those on anymore. So I've got this stuff. I'll come over here to the bow, which I have in a bicycle work stand, which from what I can tell is very much like a normal like something I've seen at the archery shop, but a little higher. Could adjust it if I really wanted to, but it's fine. This is not rocket surgery. So I'm just going to put that in there, bolt in. And that is tightening up nicely. They don't give you a torque spec, so I'm assuming it's this size bolt. It's probably somewhere around 10 Newton meters or so. That is my estimate, but you can see, well, the play you see now is these bolts that are a little bit loose, but you can see their mounting stem no longer rattles around inside the bow. So that is the fix, the cheap and easy fix. Like I said, if you can buy new hardware, if you can use a tap on this one, it's a little better, but you know, if you're out in the middle of nowhere mountains like I am, that is a viable solution. Enjoy.